So you guys were I'm hearing a lot of you guys wanted a theme song shortened, so here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that, and when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So, it's shorter. There you go. CrazyCatLady or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair use, educational, for education and entertainment purpose.
Hi everybody, Martha here. So today we're doing the next story for the FNAF 10 and the middle story in here. Yes, Ollie. And that is Steve Bonnie. So basically, we got another one where another character gets taken over by a FNAF character. I think this is like, I don't know, the second time this happened. The third time actually. We have seen a lot of the characters getting their bodies taken over and replacing them and stuff like that. And this time, actually, the character went to help. Because a lot of times in these characters, when they don't bother going to get help, this one actually went to a doctor. The doctor couldn't help them because they didn't see anything wrong with them. So, this is about a story about a kid named Mont and his little brother Rory. Another one where we have an older brother and a sibling. The dad's like overseas or something like that, so he's not in the picture of in this story, just the mom. And so they're doing Mont's the older brother, and he is at a party with Rory for a birthday party at Freddy's, and he's like coming to get quarters and stuff like that so he can get more tickets. And he eventually, while Mont's flirting with another girl at her school named Teresa, and eventually he ends up getting a bunch of tickets where he can go up to the counter and pick something like you usually do when you want something like a Chuck E. Cheese. And he picks sea bonnies, which is basically sea monkeys, which look like little sea centipedes and stuff like that. And maybe I'll show you a picture of what they look like on screen so you have a visualization of what these creatures would look like. Except for these ones actually have like little bunny's ears on there. So, and he ends up going home, puts it, more ends up putting it into his container with his goldfish fits, and Maury likes them. Mont is not sure what to think of them, but he keeps them carrying them, like whisper to him and frightening him for no and so like that. No reason at all. For some reason, they don't like Mont. They love Rory, and so he tries to to drown them out. He puts earphones on and tries to not go home, but he has to because he has to take care of his little brother. His little brother is only 7 years old, so he can't take care of him. So he has to babysit him. So a lot of times he makes him go outside. I asked him to go in his other room to do homework like that. But he doesn't make him do because he has to do the homework with something he likes, and he picks the sea bonnies. And so eventually, the sea bonnies attack the fish that is in there, and Mont's the only one that sees it, and then he sees fish gets devoured, but it comes when he sees it again, he knows it's the fish, but it's not the fish. it looks like the sea bonnies have taken over it, and it's like we have an imposter thing here. It even mentions it in the story that um, it's an imposter, so it's kind of like Among Us. It's like it's sus. And so the fish has been taken over by the sea bonnies, and so he thinks he has to destroy the the sea bonnies by flushing them down the toilet, and so he has to get his brother out of the room the next day and make him go play catch and stuff like that. But one of his friends, Danny, from like his next door neighbor or something like that, comes and they go for a walk together with Danny's mom. And while they're gone on the walk, um, he takes the fish tank and like put a blanket or a shirt over it to make sure the sea bonnies don't attack him. And he takes it over to the toilet and pours it down there and does it until all the water is flushed and stuff like that. And basically thinks he kills them. But it does make his brother upset. His brother hates him for a couple days, and his mom, they don't like know that he's the one who did it, but he was just saying, I cleaned the container and I accidentally killed your fish bonnies and your fish, because they did not know about the fact that the sea bonnies basically killed and took over the fish. But yep. So then a couple days later, he has like a weird nightmare about the sea bonnies attacking him. And he wakes up, takes a drink of water. He thinks one goes inside of him, and then he's been like his stomach feels weird. So he his mom takes his brother to like, I don't know, a different babysitter so he can go to see the doctor, which is named Dr. T, Dr. Tabber. So he goes and sees him, and he like do like blood scans, stuff like that, see anything's wrong, and the doctor says you might have food poisoning. That basically, so he tells him to go home, just rest, and that's what he does. And eventually his like belly, he can still like whispering and stuff like that what is going on. He like feels his belly, and his belly it stopped cramping up later. Then he ends up trying to go back to the doctor because he is like he's like feeling cramps everywhere basically, and they do a CAT scan, still nothing wrong, and so he gets sent back home. He misses school, and he only eats crackers and water. He like examines the water, makes sure the fish is not there, and it's just a bottle of water. So I don't know, this one's weird. So he decides, once he like feels an itch on his arm, he like scratches so hard that he bleeds, and he notices a sea bonnie goes right from the cut back into his skin. So he decides to go right back to the clinic and explain to him, but it's raining. So, and I don't think he realizes this, that they could survive, since they need water, and what do we have most of us in our body? Water. So they could survive in our physically. You think about it, they could survive in our body. And it's raining outside when he's doing this. So what happens? So he tries to get to the clinic, and he like every single time when like he like scratches, he sees like a piece of the sea bonnie, so he's running away to the clinic, and he tries throwing it on the floor, and they go through the puddles and stuff like that and back to him. And he falls down, and then they get back into him. And so by the time he gets to the clinic, this happens. Let's read the last page like I usually do for you guys. Hesitating for a couple seconds by the door, not sure why, Claudia eventually pushes the heavy glass door open. She peers out into the clothes and saw Mont. Mont stood there, and standing in the heavy rain, was perfectly normally doing things to do. And the rain was slumbering over his brown hair, which was matted onto his head, and the rain was down his face and patting against his clothes. Claudia wasn't sure what to make of this. She decided to act the same way Mont was acting, as if everything was normal. Hello, Mont, Claudia said. She kept examining the national length. Claudia had known Mont since he was a baby. He was a nice boy. Never had a problem at the clinic. Has been in yesterday in the morning, and she knew. She didn't know why. After she didn't discuss her patients with Claudia, even when the patients were almost part of the family. Mont looked completely healthy, though. He had an unnatural blush of tints, and he was so pale he was almost see-through. When Mont didn't respond to her, Claudia asked, "Are you okay?" Suddenly Mont smiled. "Yes, it's a nice day. Everyone should be outside." Again, Mont was like a pushed, and she leaned forward to look into Mont's eyes. She checked to see if his pupils looked good. They did. He smiled at him. He smiled back, then turned away and walked away into the rain. Claudia tried to see where he was going, or maybe shouldn't call him back, but it was too late. The rain had come down so restlessly, and Mont was a few steps away. He seemed to disappear. So, basically, by the time he gets there, it's too late, because she hears like a weird, she hears like a weird splashing sound. Maybe she thought there was a bunch of rain that came down at once. But with him splashing onto the floor was left of him by the time he got to the door, and taking over his body. The sea bunnies did. So, yep, he's an imposter. It's so sus. So this one was a little bit weird. I can see why. It's not FNAF, but it is, because it's using a character, but a fish, whatever you call sea bunnies, what we call them, whatever type of sea creature sea monkeys are. But yeah, it's just a little bit weird. I don't know. I'm probably gonna give this one a 7 out of 10. So, what do you give it, Salty? I give it for Podge. So I'll see you guys later for the next one, which is Together Forever. So, bye bye guys. Like, favorite, and subscribe, and